Hey, what's going on, everybody? Thanks for tuning in again on another closing bell session with Mr. Stacks. I appreciate y'all taking the time to check out the video today. There's been a lot of news, out there, and as well as a lot of activity we're seeing in the market today with the Federal Reserve giving a speech or a testimony earlier this morning. Did have the stock market on edge for most of the day, but we are seeing some of them start to recover. Moving into the closing bell here, but just kind of want to catch up on what we talked about this morning for those of y'all that were able to check out the video, and kind of just fill you in on what we're looking at now and how we may close the day and move into tomorrow morning. But just to jump right in here, those of y'all that aren't familiar, you already know how we start this. XELA Technologies, they're still at the top of the list. We were able to hold some support here around the 350. We kind of broke below it a little bit, kind of hitting, I believe, like 320, 330. Let me look at it here real quick. Yeah, around 320 or so we hit this morning, but as you can see, we're starting to recover back to the mark of 350. So I do know I made some remarks that I was going to sell out my position if we did break below 350, which I started to hold. And as we started to break below the 350 into the $3 mark, I did end up pulling my position. So I sold out, looking into some of these other stocks. I thought I would put some money somewhere else, but it might not have been the smartest choice if we do start to recover tomorrow. But I still feel like the risk for whichever one I'm going to be jumping in is still going to take some time for it to build up, because the momentum's already been lost. As you can see, the volume in XELA is not even as high as it normally is. We're at 110% when we're usually closer to 500%. Closer to 500 million shares on a good day when we see a good push up. Not necessarily saying that this stock isn't going to come back up to these levels, because I really feel like it is, but it's just something, I felt like I was going to try to play with something else. I took the profits that I had, kind of just ran with it, ended up jumping on another play, which we can talk about here in a few, and just kind of get y'all's thoughts on what made it come here moving into the morning. We can't always be for sure on everything we choose here as far as what trades we're taking, what buys and things like that, but I like to gamble sometimes, and I kind of look into doing my analysis on some of these numbers just to feel what makes sense to me as to the upward to the downward risk that we take. But XELA Technologies, I still feel like it's got ways to go. It did come back down to a lower level and test it, but we're still holding support around the 350 mark. So for those of y'all that are still holding your shares, I don't think the ride's over yet, so we should probably see maybe more upward push tomorrow morning if we can break through this 350 mark moving into the close today. Right now we're sitting around 345, coming up from that low around 320. We did start to see the momentum build up. Not necessarily momentum, but the volume. Once we hit about 100%, I started seeing it pick up a little bit. But we're still trying to break through. We haven't been successful yet as we start to, kind of test it a few times here, looking into these 1 and 5 minute charts. But as I said, I did sell out my position, but I'm going to go ahead and keep y'all filled in on this stock. For those of y'all that are still holding, I really feel like this has still got ways to move. I may decide to jump back in this if we can come back down to a lower level, because 350 is just, knowing that I bought in the $2 range to pay $1.50 more on a share. It's just like, I don't know if it's really got, if that's really for me. So we'll wait and see what happens, though, depending if there's other things we're able to trade or not. But that's kind of the update with XELA. There's been some other ones on the radar that I did mention this morning, with a couple of the new ones that we picked up. VERB Technology, I did mention this one in the morning hype session this morning. If you want to check out the video, you can, as far as our price target, our price predictions that we were kind of seeing as to how this stock may move. Right now the charts are forming. It's kind of similar to XELA if you look at them. Looking at the 4 hours here, just keep in mind these are both technology stocks. They're a little similar, but they're a little different in ways. I think one's in the healthcare, they do stuff with healthcare, while other ones, let's see exactly what they were doing. It's like a shop, live streaming, I guess shopping live when you stream. I don't know really exactly. have to look into really what it does, but I don't know, it seems kind of cool. I guess you can shop online while you're talking or just streaming a video. But we've seen a pop in this today, but as I was saying, it is looking similar to XELA Technologies. As we started to build some steam, and before you know, we started pushing up. Well, today it did push up a little over $1, so that was a good run this morning. We did start to see some highs. We tested, it came back down around the $4 mark. We did come back down though, and we're sitting around 330 or so on the VWAP. I don't think it's over yet for VERB. This is something I definitely added to my watch list. As we start covering this stock here, we're going to look for a lower level, maybe 250 or so, and we can come back down here and test this level. I'd like to buy in as long as we can continue seeing volume coming in like it did with XELA on a consistency. I really feel like this can drive up, the price as well. I haven't really seen this moving too much here. It hasn't been in my focus for the last couple of days, but I am seeing, looking at the charts, that yesterday we had a good run as well as today, and I really think that this is just the beginning for this stock here. If you look at the day chart, we broke out here back at like 140, 150. We hit highs, we've come back down, we've tested the 7-day, came back up, and we've been just floating above that 7-day now. I really feel like we may come back down and test these levels down here, which I'm calling around 250 or so. And this is where I'm looking to buy in on this one here if we continue to see the volume build up. So we're gonna watch this one. Hopefully we can get a play on this one and get in at a good price. But VERB Technology, for those that don't know, add it to the watch list. This is one we're gonna definitely keep an eye on and try to find a buy-in point here. Okay, the third stock of the day. This is one that I seen moving this morning. Right now we're not up very much, coming down from the sell-off this morning, but AACG, ATA Creativity Global, this is one that I'm watching right now. As you can see, we hit a high this morning about 475. We come back down about $1. We came back lower actually around 350 or so. Took a nice little dip due to that sell-off, as you can see, but we're starting to move back up. Volume is very high. Daily average for the stock is only 100,000 shares, and we're doing 39 million shares today, so that's a big jump in volume there. And as you can see, looking at the history of this stock, let's look at a weekly. We have a high of $20 back in February, and we've kind of just been trending down, consolidating. We finally broke out this week. So I'm feeling like we can move a lot higher. We just broke out. If we can continue to see that volume moving into tomorrow, we may continue to move up. I would keep this one at least for the next 7 days. We're going to keep this on the watch list just to see more or less if the volume continues to move. But right now, it's not really much to look at on the history of this chart. We can look at the daily view. We want to break it down by interval level. 30 minutes is one I like to really watch here. We're watching on a day trade. But as you can see, for the last couple of hours, we've actually been trending up here from a low. So we're testing the 7-day moving average as we speak. So we're kind of waiting for this to break above the VWAP, forming 2 green candles on the 5-minute. And then we'll call this a buy if we continue to see the volume coming in. So we're going to keep watching this one moving into the after hours in the morning tomorrow, but I'll definitely keep everybody posted here. Okay, and then for the fourth stock of the day, YVR. I'm not sure if anybody's seen this one moving today, but this one had a little bit of play earlier this morning. Liquid Media Group. This is an NFT company. I'm not sure exactly what they're involved in. I think it's some kind of a media platform where they're offering those non-fungible tokens for certain ways, certain assets where you're able to trade them, I believe, in a crypto kind of way on a blockchain. I'm not real familiar with how all that technology works, but that's kind of what I picked up off of what I did read. But this is one that I actually jumped on some shares here. I would like to see y'all's thoughts on this stock here. I'm gonna hold my shares because I was able to get it here on the support level on a low around $2. Looking back on the history of this chart, I was seeing $2 is a good level, and knowing that we barely broke out today, I really feel like we just got some more movement to do here. So $2 we're testing right there on that 200-day moving average. So we need to close above it, which I'm hoping for. And if we can open above this $2 mark, we may continue to move up. A lot of volume in this one as well. A lot of volume today. Daily average of only 1 million shares. We're at 152 million shares traded today. You know, crazy amount of volume coming in. Some good news. There's a future in this stock here as to what they're doing. There's some contracts I believe coming as for who they're partnering with and things like that. If you check out the daily, we got a high of $7 back in March, and we've kind of come down and we've been consolidating since then. And today we actually had a breakout. Even though we broke out, we did come back down. We're testing that $2 level on the 200-day moving average, but I'm feeling like we may be able to move up more as long as we can continue to get some volume in. We need to test back above the VWAP. Right now we're trending a little low, but we're still above the $2 mark. But I would like to come back up here and test these levels so we can see if we're able to move a little bit higher here. But I did jump in. I think I bought about 1,100 shares of this one. Call me crazy, call me insane, call me, you know, just smart. I don't know what the word may be depending on how I strategize these trades, but yeah, I took a nice little position in this, and we're gonna ride this out here for the next day or so, see what happens into the weekend. Depending where we're at tomorrow, I don't know if I'll keep my position or not, or if I'll close it before the weekend actually, but I will keep y'all posted on this one for sure and let you know what happens here. But I'm feeling like we may be able to move up. We can continue to close here above this 200 moving average. But yeah, y'all, that's the scoop for today. Please let me know what y'all think. I'm hoping that I'm helpful as far as the information I'm giving y'all in these videos. Please hit the thumbs up if you're liking this feed. Subscribe to the channel, the notification bell if you want to be updated on all the news, you know, before these stocks actually blow up, explode, pop, whatever you want to call it. We want to cop the stock before it pops. That's our motto here. Want to try to get some money in y'all's pocket. I don't always make the 100%, always on point style trades, or we're always gonna profit on every single one we do, but I do try to pinpoint ones I feel like we're able to get a good gain on. So if you're feeling me and you're liking how we're doing it here, please hit the thumbs up. Let me know you're feeling it, and we'll let y'all know how we're doing moving into the morning here. But I appreciate y'all taking the time this afternoon tuning in, and we'll catch back up with y'all then. Appreciate it, y'all. Peace.